Oldest doctor in Japan. The worst vegetable that clogs your circulation and causes severe numbness. Do you wake up with numb hands? Are your feet always cold, even on warm days, or do you feel a constant tingling in your legs throughout the day? These signs can be more serious than they seem, and because might be in your daily diet. A popular vegetable, seemingly healthy, could be silently damaging your blood vessels and inflaming your body. And more. Other common habits, often unnoticed, are also speeding up artery blockages and worsening oxygen flow to your nerves. If you're over 50, these effects can be even more intense and compromise your mobility, energy, and even your quality of life. In this video, you'll find out what's really behind numbness and poor circulation. These are simple mistakes, often made with the best intentions, but they need to be corrected as soon as possible. Want to know what's stopping you from having healthy circulation and what might be worsening your symptoms every day? Then watch until the end, because what you discover could change everything. Number 8. Overdoing fried foods and bad fats. What seems like just a quick snack or an easy meal could be causing serious damage to your blood circulation. Fried foods and foods high in bad fats, like those cooked in reused oil, fast food, and packaged snacks, are big villains when it comes to vascular health. These dietary choices not only promote artery clogging but also worsen poor circulation, especially in the extremities like your hands and feet. And the scariest part, this process can happen silently, without obvious symptoms at first. Eating this kind of fat regularly causes the body to build up fatty plaques in the artery walls. This significantly reduces the space for blood to flow, making it thicker and less efficient. The result? Constant cold sensations, numb hands and feet, and tingling that tends to get worse over time. Ever wondered why your hands are always cold, even in mild temperatures? The answer could be on your lunch plate. Another crucial point is that these fats don't just block your arteries, they also inflame your circulatory system. Chronic inflammation caused by low-quality oils and ultra-processed foods directly affects veins and arteries. Blood, which should flow freely, encounters resistance, compromising tissue oxygenation and cell nutrition. And with less oxygen, your peripheral nerves start to suffer, which explains the numbness so many ignore at first. Replacing fried foods with baked, grilled, or boiled options might seem like a small detail, but it has a huge impact. Imagine swapping fries for roasted sweet potatoes with olive oil and herbs, or replacing packaged snacks with nuts or sliced carrots. Simple changes like these reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and promote almost immediate well-being. Your blood flows better, your extremities get more oxygen, and that annoying numbness starts to disappear. People over 50 are especially vulnerable to these effects. Natural aging tends to make vessels stiffer and metabolism slower. When you add constant intake of harmful fats, the situation worsens. It's like putting dirty gasoline in an old car. It still runs, but eventually it stops. And the human body, with its trillions of cells, needs clean fuel to keep working well. If you suffer from heavy legs, frequent cramps, burning sensations in your feet, or numbness when waking up, it might be time to rethink what you're frying in your kitchen. Cutting down or eliminating fried foods and bad fats isn't a harsh restriction, it's an invitation to live better. How about accepting that invitation and experiencing the benefits of healthier circulation? Number 7. Avoiding walks and light movement. Being still for long periods, even for comfort or routine, might be quietly sabotaging your circulation. The problem is even worse for the legs, where blood has to fight gravity to get back to the heart. Lack of movement makes the calf muscles, known as the body's second heart, lose strength and stop pumping blood efficiently. Result: heavy legs, numbness, and even persistent swelling at the end of the day. Have you ever felt exhausted just from sitting for long hours, like during a trip or workday? That happens because blood starts pooling in the extremities, making venous return harder. And chronic inactivity only makes this worse. Without regular stimulation, blood vessels lose elasticity and muscles lose the tone needed to push blood back to the heart. It's like having a hydraulic pump turned off. The flow just stagnates. Even small daily actions like standing up every hour, walking a few minutes inside the house, or moving your feet while sitting help improve circulation. You don't need to run marathons. Light, frequent movements are enough to activate muscles and keep veins working well. After all, the human body was made to move. Stagnation weakens not only muscles, but vascular health too. A common mistake is thinking light activities don't matter. On the contrary, walking 20 to 30 minutes a day, is enough to strengthen the calves and relieve poor circulation symptoms. This improves venous return, reduces heavy legs, and fights chronic tingling. Studies even show that active people have a lower risk of developing blood clots, varicose veins, and numbness in the lower limbs. Ignoring movement during the day allows symptoms that could be easily prevented to worsen. And the longer you wait, the harder it is to recover lost muscle strength. The good news is it's never too late to start. Even those who have been sedentary for years can benefit from a minimal routine of conscious movements. And the sooner you start, the better the results. Think about it. How many times a day do you get up to move? How about setting an alarm every hour to remind yourself to stretch your legs? Or turning small tasks like answering the phone or getting water into opportunities to walk a bit? These simple habits are powerful allies for your vascular health. Over time, your muscles and vessels will thank you with more energy, less swelling, and no numbness. Number 6. Consuming refined sugar. Daily refined sugar, found in cakes, cookies, sodas, and many other common products, might seem harmless in small amounts, but when consumed daily, it acts as a silent aggressor against your circulation. Excess sugar causes a constant state of inflammation, directly affecting blood vessel walls. Over time, this inflammation reduces artery elasticity, impedes blood flow, and increases the risk of numbness and poor oxygenation in the extremities. Have you noticed tingling in your fingers or cold feet even on warm days? This may be a direct result of sugar's impact on your arteries. Chronic sugar intake contributes to peripheral neuropathy, a condition where nerves are damaged due to poor circulation and constant inflammation. People with this condition report burning sensations, numbness, and loss of sensitivity, especially in their feet. Besides nerve damage, sugar also disrupts insulin production, causing blood sugar spikes and crash. This hormonal roller coaster affects vascular health as a whole, thickening arteries and hindering proper oxygen and nutrient transport in the blood. The longer this persists, the higher the risk of serious cardiovascular complications like hypertension and arteriosclerosis. Changing habits can be simpler than it seems. Swapping sugary desserts for fresh fruit, replacing soda with lemon water or natural tea, and avoiding processed food significantly reduce sugar-induced inflammation. Doing this allows blood to flow more freely, nerves to recover, and that once harmless numbness to fade. People over 50 are particularly vulnerable to sugar's effects because metabolism naturally slows with age, making it harder to process and eliminate excess. What was once tolerable now leads to severe consequences, like chronic inflammation and loss of sensitivity in extremities. Cutting or reducing refined sugar isn't just a dietary choice, it's an act of preserving your quality of life. How about starting with a simple challenge? Spend just one day without refined sugar. Notice how your body reacts. Repeat the next day. In a few weeks, you may notice less swelling, more energy, and improved circulation. And best of all, your health silently thanks you with less numbness, more energy, and a lighter body. Number 5. Sleeping with your legs too bent. Many people have the habit of sleeping curled up, with legs tightly bent, thinking it's comfortable. But this can compromise vascular health during the night. Keeping legs overly bent for hours compresses blood vessels and important nerves, reducing blood return to the heart and causing numbness upon waking. It's like blocking vital body flow all night without even noticing. Have you woken up with tingling feet or that feeling that part of your body fell asleep? This discomfort can result directly from poor sleep posture. When vessels are compressed for too long, blood flow drops and tissues don't get enough oxygen. This also affects peripheral nerves, which start sending confused signals to the brain like burning, tingling, or loss of sensitivity. Nighttime posture, often overlooked, is crucial for maintaining good circulation. People who sleep with knees tightly bent, especially under the body or in an extreme fetal position, keep legs and feet under constant pressure. Repeating this pattern night after night accumulates circulatory problems, which worsen over the years, especially after 50. Fixing this habit is easier than it seems. First, become aware of how you fall asleep. Using pillows between the legs to keep a more neutral alignment, choosing a mattress with proper firmness, and avoiding heavy blankets that push limbs into awkward positions can make a huge difference. These small changes help blood flow more naturally, drastically reducing the chance of waking up numb. Remember, during sleep, the body goes into repair mode. If blood can't circulate freely because of your position, this regeneration is compromised. Over time, It affects physical performance, mental health, and energy for the next day. Good sleep isn't just about hours, it's also about posture. And leg position plays a bigger role than most people think. If you often wake up with numb hands or feet, the answer might be in how you're lying down. Simple adjustments and paying attention to your body's signals can prevent bigger issues. After all, sleep quality is also measured by how you feel when you wake up. Sleeping with legs stretched out or slightly bent, respecting your body's natural limits, might be one of the simplest and most effective ways to improve circulation and eliminate morning numbness for good. Number 4. Drinking too little water throughout the day. Water is essential fuel for the body to function properly, especially for the circulatory system. When you drink too little water during the day, your blood becomes thicker, slower, and harder to circulate. This creates the perfect setup for swelling, heavy legs, and especially numbness in the extremities. A dehydrated body suffers in silence, particularly in the areas where blood has the hardest time reaching: feet, hands, and fingers. Have you ever thought about how many glasses of water you actually drink every day? If the answer is only 2 or 3, your body might be struggling to maintain basic functions. Thicker, dehydrated blood has to work harder to circulate, overloading the heart and compromising cellular oxygenation. With less oxygen and nutrients reaching the peripheral nerves, the first signs appeared: tingling, loss of sensitivity, and unexplained fatigue. It gets worse when dehydration combines with other harmful habits like excessive salt intake or a sedentary lifestyle. In this scenario, the body starts retaining fluids improperly, causing swelling in the ankles, feet, and hands. This retention, along with thick blood, further reduces the circulatory system's efficiency. Numbness, then, isn't just an isolated symptom, it's a warning. Fortunately, reversing this can be simple. Start with the basics. Carry a water bottle with you throughout the day. Set regular times to drink, like upon waking, between meals, and before bed. Don't wait until you feel thirsty, because that's already a sign of dehydration. Your body needs water constantly to keep blood flowing smoothly and to preserve sensitivity in your extremities. Over time, these habits become automatic. People over 50 should pay even closer attention to hydration, as the sense of thirst tends to decrease with age. In other words, even if you don't feel like drinking water, your body still needs it. Dehydration at this age can accelerate symptoms of poor circulation and also affect kidney, joint, and skin health. Drinking water isn't just self-care, it's a pillar of longevity. If you've been experiencing constant numbness in your feet or hands, frequent headaches, or difficulty concentrating, try increasing your water intake for a few days. The results may surprise you. A lighter body, relief in your extremities, and increased energy are clear signs that your blood is flowing properly again. Staying hydrated is undoubtedly one of the simplest and most effective ways to regain vitality. Number 3. Sitting for long periods. Spending many hours sitting, whether working, watching TV, or driving, has a direct, negative impact on your blood circulation. Prolonged inactivity reduces muscle oxygenation, decreases nerve efficiency, and promotes symptoms like cramps, constantly cold feet, and that annoying tingling that appears for no apparent reason. The bad news is that this becomes even more dangerous with age, especially affecting the legs and feet. When you sit for long periods, blood tends to pool in the lower parts of the body, particularly the calves and ankles. This stagnation makes venous return to the heart harder, overloading the circulatory system and contributing to varicose veins, blood clots, and inflammation. Worse, the muscles lose their pumping function, and blood simply can't rise as it should. In addition to circulation effects, prolonged sedentary behavior also affects peripheral nerves. They receive less nutrients and oxygen, compromising their ability to transmit signals properly. This explains why numbness or burning sensations are common after staying in the same position too long. These symptoms are normal, they're warning signs that your body needs movement, oxygen, and renewal. The good news is you don't need intense exercise to fight this. Standing up every hour for 5 minutes, walking a few steps, doing small foot rotations, and stretching your legs already bring noticeable benefits. Incorporating active breaks into your routine, even at home, is a simple way to improve circulatory health. Remember, blood needs movement to flow well, and the human body was made to move. After 50, the impact of prolonged sitting is even more severe. Blood vessels naturally become stiffer with age, and muscles lose mass and strength, making venous return even harder. For anyone past this stage of life, making movement a habit is essential. Small gestures, like climbing stairs, walking to the store, or gardening, become powerful preventive measures. If your legs feel heavy at the end of the day, your feet are always cold even in mild weather, or you wake up with tingling, the problem may be a lack of movement during the day. And the best treatment isn't medicine, it's getting up and moving. Your body thanks you with more energy, less numbness, and much healthier circulation. Number 2. Consuming foods very high in sodium. Excess salt can turn your circulation into a silent battlefield. Foods like instant noodles, pickles, processed meats, and salty snacks are sodium bombs that, when eaten frequently, cause fluid retention, increase blood pressure, and hinder proper blood flow, especially to extremities like feet and hands. That's why so many people suffer from swelling and numbness without realizing the culprit is in their seasoning or snack. When the body gets more sodium than it needs, it reacts by retaining water to dilute the excess. This retention increases blood volume, forcing the heart to work harder and arteries to withstand higher pressure. The result is narrowed vessels and poorer tissue oxygenation. That's why people with high-salt diets often feel stiff feet, swollen ankles, and numb fingers throughout the day. Another factor is that excess sodium disrupts the balance of essential minerals like potassium and magnesium, which are crucial for muscle contraction and nerve signal transmission. With this imbalance, the body sends mixed signals, tingling, muscle spasms, and a constant sense of heaviness in the legs. All of this is often caused by ready-to-eat foods that seem harmless but contain absurd levels of hidden salt. The solution starts with reading labels. Many so-called light or fitness products hide huge amounts of sodium. Ideally, focus on natural foods and prepare meals with less salt and more herbs and natural seasonings. Fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean meats, prepared properly, reduce sodium load and promote smoother, more efficient circulation. Over 50, sodium's impact is even greater. At this age, kidneys lose part of their ability to eliminate excess salt, increasing the risk of hypertension. With stiffer arteries and slower circulation, sodium becomes a dangerous factor, worsening symptoms like numbness, cold feet, and even dizziness. Reducing sodium intake is therefore a vital protective measure. If you already notice signs something isn't right, like tingling when waking up, swelling at the end of the day, or fluctuating blood pressure, start in the kitchen. Cutting processed meats, reducing industrial seasonings, and replacing canned foods with fresh versions may seem minor. It is the first step to restoring vascular health, and every step without numbness is a victory for your body. Number 1. Eating raw radish in excess. Although radish is often considered a healthy, functional vegetable, eating it in excess, especially raw and on an empty stomach, can have negative effects on circulation and nerves, particularly for people over 50. Certain compounds in radish, when consumed excessively and raw, can irritate blood vessel walls, promote inflammation, and worsen symptoms like numbness and poor circulation. Have you ever felt strange tingling in your hands or feet right after eating something supposedly healthy? Not every vegetable is harmless when eaten in large quantities or out of context. Raw radish, for example, can contain substances that increase stomach acidity and stimulate the release of certain hormones affecting peripheral nerve sensitivity. On an empty stomach, when the body is more vulnerable, this effect can be even stronger. In older individuals whose circulatory and nervous systems are naturally more sensitive, this type of dietary stress can trigger an inflammatory response that directly affects the vessels in the extremities. This harms the fine blood flow that supplies fingers, feet, hands, and other areas where numbness usually appears. The result is more frequent tingling, burning sensations, or even temporary loss of sensitivity. It's important to note that radish itself isn't the villain, but like any food, it should be eaten in balance and the right way. Cooking radish before eating, for example, helps neutralize irritating compounds and makes it easier to digest. Also, combining it with other foods reduces the concentration of substances that could cause discomfort. Mindful eating is the key to keeping benefits while avoiding risks. People over 50 should be especially aware of these reactions, as inflammatory responses tend to be stronger and longer lasting. A seemingly innocent vegetable can trigger recurring numbness and poor circulation if eaten excessively or incorrectly. The body changes over time, and eating habits need to keep up. If you frequently eat raw radish, especially on an empty stomach, Pay attention to your body's signals. Do your feet or hands fall asleep often? Have your legs felt heavier after some meals? It may be time to reconsider how you consume this vegetable. Moderation is always the best path, and small adjustments in diet can have a huge impact on vascular and nerve health. And if you want to keep getting the best health videos, subscribe to the channel, because it exists for only one reason: to make you a healthier person with better quality of life. Helping you is my mission. In the video appearing on your screen now, seniors, just 1 glass of water in the morning to help get a flat belly and burn fat. Click the screen and check it out.